what if the bearish case everyone's worried about in the market is real, but what if it's not the whole story? Today, one of my students sent me an article he was reading in MarketWatch from Lawrence McMillan. If you guys don't know Lawrence McMillan, he wrote kind of the Bible on options. Options is strategic investment. It is literally like that. I think it actually might be thicker than the Bible. Mitch has it in his office over there, but it's a great book. It's a dry read, but met him in person at the Traders Expo. Great guy, super smart. But today, what I wanted to do is react to. He did a recent MarketWatch opinion piece, and he makes a clear bearish case that the stock market is still under pressure. In his view, the bears remain in control, right? The charts are still trending lower. There aren't enough technical buy signals yet to call for a real reversal. And I think his argument deserves respect. But in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain how I see the same market a little bit differently and why the bullish case is maybe a little stronger than it looks. I'm not going to completely disagree, but I just want to see a potential potential way to look at the market that maybe there is some upside here. I don't know. Let's see. As I said, as you can see in the disclaimer that's in the description, this is for informational purposes only. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to pivot over to the charts. In the article, McMillan writes about some specific symbols he's been recommending. I'm not going to touch those. Just the broad market analysis of the S&P 500. And I'm just going to use the SPY because I think it's the one most people use. So let me come over here and go over to SPY. Let's let the video catch up. And I've been charting the SPY on and off, the last couple of days and weeks, just kind of looking for, where price has been and where, what it's telling us, right? So there was a short a couple of days ago, end of February that worked out really well. It wasn't a short that I was in. It was just just analysis, right? So like up here, you can see that big move down, price retested it and then shot down. Okay. We did have a little bit of a brief pause on a 2-hour chart where, price found its demand, shot up, but found its demand right into supply right here. Okay. And you can see that gap down, price came in, really sold off, there's another gap there, gap down there, and then finally found its sea legs. Let's see, this is Friday. We came down here, kissed this. Now, I don't particularly love this demand zone here. Let me change that to yellow. Excuse me, from yellow, I'm going to make it orange, really just to delineate the good and the bad. This orange one, it's fine, and we have the benefit of it worked, okay, that, you could have, we're doing a hindsight play here. Would I have taken a long there? To be honest with you, I wouldn't, right? So it found its, its floor here, and now it's reacted and it's holding, okay? And you'll notice where it is, it's still trading sideways. It just hasn't decided to go up. So on the bearish case, it's a jump ball, right? It could just as easily come down, break through this support area, and then really, head downward, right? Because there's not a lot of clear demand for another couple points. So just as easily come down, but then that works in the reverse, right? So if it's taken out its floor, but now it doesn't have a ceiling, any kind of good news on, the Iran conflict, the Straits of Hormuz, really could send this sailing. So what I'm going to do now is we're on the daily chart. Sorry, let me just lose my camera. It's in the way of the time frames here. I'm going to widen this out. That's like the big picture view, right? And really just the nowheresville we've been trading on the SPY. So now I want to show you, if we push higher, could we push through all of the areas above to really give us a trade? Oh, excuse me, this is a 4-hour chart. Sorry, I thought it was daily. Okay, so now let me drop down to the 2, and you see we're testing this. The whole area here is beat up already. Could it hold if it presses through? Is there a clear supply area? I could probably make this into something, but then I'm giving up something by going down to the 1 hour, right here, even if it ooh, that's nasty number. I definitely don't want to be trading around here. And here's what I'm going to say. I believe also the 666. Oh, 665. Okay, I feel better. Okay, so we got a potential short here where price could come down. But if it presses through here, that's still a little bit of a recovery. And then to get to new highs, this is its biggest impediment. Beyond that, I wouldn't be surprised if we approach back to 700 at some point. It's just, what does it look like? Do we have to get, a peace deal? Do we just have to get, like, calm in the Straits of Hormuz. So really just what I wanted to do is give a little alternative that is the bearish case overstated? Maybe. And really that this is its biggest stumbling block on the S&P. And let's go over to the big S&P, or this is the SPY. Do we have anything? Oh, that's nasty. Let's take all this off, okay? And we're on the 1 hour. See, it's already been tested on the ES. That same area would be right around here. Yeah, in my opinion, I don't know. I have a slightly different alternative look at what McMillan's talking about. I don't think there's a clear signal that you want to be long, but I don't know if the bearish case is just as good, but it's an alternative way to look at it. Now, that being said, the more I look at this, the more I like that supply area, and maybe I do wind up agreeing with McMillan here. So my thought process is if there's no floor and no ceiling, it's a 50-50 jump ball, right? With the supply area here, it's got to get through that before it can get back to 700. So I'm gonna end this with McMillan's got a good point of view here. I agree with him more than disagree with him, and just give a slightly different alternative on where we could end up in the short term. And I still think the case is this holds us down for the short term, but then we get back up to at least the 700 area in the coming weeks. That's just my point of view. It's just an opinion, very much of looking at the charts and what's in front of us. This is a little bit of a bearish candle now. We'll see if this can hold up for a little bit longer and see if a Trump truth can come in and push the market higher. So we'll see. I'm going to keep this as like a little alternative of what I'm looking at in the market. So if you guys have an alternative opinion, throw it in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Love the McMillan article, love the book. So all credit goes to him. And his opinion, he's been doing this a lot longer than I have. But if you guys have an opinion, hit me in the comments. And if you did like this video, give me a couple of likes and thumbs up here. I'd really appreciate it. And I will talk to you next video. Take care.